Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Beyond the Sewing Room. I'm Diane. So today I thought I'd film a little spend the day with me type of video. So I've started off straight away this morning. Not when I first got up, I know some people do it from when they very first get up, but no, I've started from breakfast time. So I usually have my breakfast around about an hour and a half, sometimes maybe even 2 hours after I've got up. Now the reason for this is because when I used to work outside the home, I didn't feel that having breakfast straight away was for me. It never felt right. I used to feel like I was forcing it down. My husband used to say, you really need to eat something before you go. And I used to eat it and then just not feel right. And also I'd be hungry within an hour, really ravenous within an hour of eating that also. So I've also read a little bit about, extending the fast through the night. And that seems to work a little better for me. So if I've finished eating, maybe dinner the night before, sort of 6:30ish. Sometimes I might have a little snack after that, about 7:30, but then that's usually it. And then don't eat again until maybe 8 or 9 the next day. So that depends on what time I get up. So that can vary quite a lot. So sometimes I can be up at 5:30 because I just don't always sleep very well anymore. Don't know why that is, I just don't. And then other times it can be 7. So that will vary what time I have my breakfast. So this morning I was up at 7 and I had my breakfast at 9 o'clock. So I'll share what I had with you then. I'm just having an apple cinnamon tea. Now, when I first get up, I do have a cup of Earl Grey though, so that's the first thing that I do. Get on with everything, see to the dogs and sort the dogs out and they get fed and everything, and then I leave my breakfast for that time period. And then once I've done that, I get straight on with my work. So I'll share a little of that and then also a bit more about what goes on throughout my day. I hope you enjoy, and here goes. So breakfast today, I've got pancakes, so really thin ones, more crepes I think, apple and cinnamon tea, some blueberries. Now that particular pancake was made with a buckwheat, gluten-free flour and gram flour mix. Sometimes I just make them with gram flour and different herbs and spices and things like that. I don't eat this every day. This is what I've had today. Sometimes I will have porridge. More often than not it is porridge actually, with various nuts and flax seeds and different fruits in most days, but a couple of times a week I do like to mix it up and have something different. So that's what I've had there. And also my teas, I like a variety of different teas. So now I'm just getting everything out of the way from this morning, and it's not just my things, it's obviously family members' things. They've left for work already. So I try and get everything out of the way straight away after I've had my breakfast, and then I can get straight on and know that everything's tidy. So we've just been away on holiday and we've just been to North Yorkshire. So we've been away in our tab caravan. I've shared a little about that before, so if you want to have a look at that, I will put the video link at the end so that you can have a look. I did share a little bit about the inside of it, what it looks like from the outside. It is quite different and unique. So if you've not seen one before, you might like to have a little look at that video. So we've been away in that. We've been away for 5 days and we've just stayed in North Yorkshire, but what we do is we tend to go to a different place every day of the week, just to make it a little bit varied. So we've been to the same caravan site before, which we really enjoy because it's just on a farm and it's just 5 caravans allowed, which is great because we don't want a big clubhouse and lots of facilities and things. As long as there's a shower block, that's great for us. So that's what we've been doing. We've been away. We had a day in Leyburn, a day in Bedale. We also went to Ripon and Richmond. We love Richmond, it's really nice. It's a really good walk. You can go around the ruins of the abbey, down near the river, and there's a lovely waterfall. So if you've never been there, it's really worth a visit. Just North Yorkshire altogether is just gorgeous, and it'd be really nice to live there. I live in South Yorkshire. I live in Sheffield, which is also very beautiful, but North Yorkshire just seems to have stunning views. So we always go and try and make a day of it somewhere different each time that we go there. And we always seem to find something new. So the last time we went to the Himalayan gardens, and Sculpture Park. That was beautiful. So we decided to do that again. And that is at a place called Grulthorpe. So if you're in that part of the world and you've not heard of that, I mean, I would recommend going. It's beautiful. Last time we fell lucky and got a really gorgeous day, but this time it was a bit grey and overcast. It did brighten up a little bit while we were there. So we enjoyed that. We had some really lovely long walks while we were there, and a few cakes and drinks while we were out. We don't tend to have our meals out. I always cook in the caravan. I'm quite difficult to cater for. It's now gorgeous and red hot, so I've just got a feeling that in my sewing room today it's going to be absolutely baking. So what I may end up doing is doing the bulk of it this morning and then leaving off for a little while and doing some more this evening, because if it gets too hot it will be unbearable. It's on the front of the house, it's a very small room and it heats up very quickly. Not usually a problem in this country, but today it may well be, so we'll have to see, and I may end up finishing my work this evening. We'll see how we go today. So I'm going to go and get started on cutting out now, and that's what I do first of all. I cut out in the dining room, put my little legs on my table, I'll show you those in a minute, then I cut out, get all that sorted, and then I go upstairs and I finish the rest of my work and my filming upstairs. So we'll get straight on with that now. So I'm now in my sewing room, so I've just been filming an introduction for a sew along video that I'm making today. And then I'm going to go and cut the pattern pieces out. So I always come and film the introduction, first of all, get everything together that I need, and then I go and cut everything out. So I'm going to take you now and show you what I do with my dining table downstairs, because if you haven't seen this before, my husband made me some little blocks that I put on the bottom, and it just helps with my back because I recently really injured my back and it's still not right now. So crawling around on the floor, cutting out, which is what I did for many years, is not working for me anymore. Probably shouldn't have been doing that in the first place, but as I don't have room for a sewing table up here, I always found that that was the best way. But yes, I really injured myself getting up. Strange thing to do, I know. I just twisted as I got up and I really put my back in a really bad position. So now I have my dining table elevated with little blocks, and this really helps for cutting out, so I'll show you that now. So if you can see there, the blocks just go, I pop them in front of the legs, and then I'll lift up the table and push those under with my foot, and I do that at each side, and it really elevates the table to just the right height. Yeah, so that's what they look like underneath the table legs. I mean, it's not going to be taking any weight, I'm only cutting out on it. I wouldn't trust standing on it or anything, it is a little bit wobbly. My pieces ready on my main fabric, ready to cut out. Now I'm going to be sewing all day, so this jacket is going to take me all day to make. It's a lined jacket, a lined formal child's jacket that I'm making, and if I don't get it all finished today, I will finish it tomorrow morning and then start another project. So that's what sometimes happens, because I like to break off later in the day so I can get the dogs out for a walk and also so I can start dinner. So yeah, if I don't get it all finished today, like the finishing touches, like the buttonholes, the buttons and hemming and everything, which will be hand stitched, I will continue tomorrow morning with that, but the bulk of it will be done today. So multiple times a day I nip outside and let the dogs out, and this old guy here needs carrying up and down the steps, so he's just been on the garden to make sure I do that regularly because he's getting old now. I'm just going to have some lunch. I'm not having a lot today because I'm making lasagna for tea, so that's going to be quite filling. So I'm just having some rice cakes with some hummus, a few tomatoes and a banana and a cup of Earl Grey. So we are out having our walk now rather than later because it's a bit grey at the moment, but mainly so that it's not too hot. If it just gets too hot for the dogs. I've only brought one out because one's fast asleep because he had quite a walk yesterday, and he's really feeling it, I think. Now I'm just going to read my book for 20 minutes before I start For dinner is this one, a blackberry and wild rose. I got this from the charity shop while we were away on holiday. I'm really enjoying it so far. I didn't enjoy my last book. More on that in a future video, because I will share a book one in future for this past month. But this is the one I'm currently reading and I am enjoying it. So I'm going to read this for 20 minutes. I was going to sit outside, but there has been a dog barking loudly now for about 10 minutes. So I've come through here. So 20 minutes reading and then I'll start the tea. I'm making lasagna for tea and I'm using this. I always use this free-from lasagna sheets. And I do a white sauce with vegan cheese and soya milk. And I use whatever veg, vegan mince and lentils usually. I don't think I'm going lentils today, so there's no lentils, it'll just be veg and vegan mince in the layers. So that's what I'm doing, and the rest of the family have garlic bread with it, but I don't have that, and we have some salad. So that's what I'm making, and I will show you when it's finished as well. Well, that's all for today. I'm just going to finish off the day with a little bit of reading my book and then watch TV for about an hour before going to bed. So not a lot going on weekdays, just sewing all day, usually a dog walk of some kind, and that's about it really. I just thought I'd give this a try. I know I like watching this kind of content, what other dressmakers and fellow crafters are up to during the week. So please let me know if you enjoyed this, and I will be back soon with more sewing related content. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.